your own tea comes with responsibility. Other people's tea comes with comfort.
Exactly. My own tea feels like a task. Someone else's tea feels like healing.
That may be one of the wisest things you've said this week.
Thank you. I'm growing.
Mm, Slowly, but yes.
I knew you were going to ruin the moment.
Well, it's one of my gifts.
But you know what's funny? That tiny feeling actually reminded me of something my grandfather used to say.
Oh? Okay, now I'm listening properly.
He used to say, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor."
That sounds wise and a bit grand.
That is exactly what I used to think. Back then, I was like, okay, I'm not even on a boat. Why are we talking like this?
Fair. Very fair.
But now I get it. Easy days do not teach you much. The difficult ones do. The confusing ones do. The painful ones do.
Yeah, so that's the strange part of growing up. Old advice sounds ordinary or even a little dramatic when you're young, and then life quietly proves it right.
Exactly. And I think that's why today's conversation feels so special to us.
Yes, because some of those old lines stay with you for years, and one day they suddenly stop sounding old. They start sounding true.
So, English learners, welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your cozy little place to learn easy English through real everyday conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake.
And today we're talking about old advice, the little things our elders used to say, the lessons they tried to teach us, and those quiet life moments that made us realize, wow, they were right.
Yes, we're talking about the advice that sounded simple back then, the lines we did not fully understand, and the real life experiences that made those words land very differently later.
Sometimes painfully differently.
Very true. Life really has a talent for bringing back an old sentence at exactly the right moment.
Or the wrong moment.
Also true.
And honestly, we have a feeling this episode might make many of you feel a little nostalgic.
In a beautiful way. The kind that brings back a voice, a room, a habit, a simple sentence, maybe even someone you still remember very clearly.
This is a B2 level episode, so you'll hear richer, natural English throughout the conversation, but don't worry if you don't catch every single word. Just relax, enjoy the feeling of the conversation, and stay with us.
And today's episode will also have a lovely little word tour inside it.
Yes, we've naturally woven useful B2 words, phrases, and a few old sayings into the conversation. So while we talk about life, you'll also be picking up real English that you can actually use.
So listen out for those expressions because some of them are beautiful, some are practical, and some really do say a lot with just a few words.
And before we get into it, if you enjoy learning English with warm, real conversations like this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come back and sit with us again.
And we'd really love to hear from you too.
Yes, tell us in the comments, what is one piece of advice an elder gave you that you did not understand back then, but now feels completely true?
I already know those comments are going to be good.
Same. Some of them might even hurt a little.
In the wisest way possible.
So, Jake, what's one old piece of advice you heard when you were younger, almost ignored completely?
And now here in your head like background music every time life gets messy.
Why is nobody talking about what this woman just said?
You know what's getting people hired in 2026? AI certificates, not college degrees, not years of experience, not AI skills, AI skills.
Yes, exactly that.
Oh, I have a few. And honestly, the older I get, the less I enjoy how right they were.
That sounds like the beginning of a very personal complaint.
It is a peaceful complaint, but still a complaint.
Go on then, give me one.
My father used to say, actions speak louder than words.
Ah, that one ages very well.
Unfortunately, yes. And the annoying thing is, I always liked words, good words, warm words, confident words. I used to trust people who spoke beautifully.
A lot of us did.
I remember this one person from an old job. He had the perfect way of talking, calm voice, big promises, always saying things like, "Don't worry, I'm with you," or "We'll handle it together." And honestly, I believed him completely.
Because he sounded dependable.
Exactly. Then one week, a project started falling apart. Not dramatically, just slowly in that quiet, stressful way. Deadlines slipping, tension rising, people getting a little colder every day. And that was when I noticed something. His words stayed lovely, but his actions disappeared.
Oof.
He still spoke nicely, still made promises, still sounded supportive, but when it came to staying late, helping properly, or sharing responsibility, he was suddenly nowhere.
That kind of thing really hits home.
Yes, and when something hits home, it feels deeply personal, not just true in general, but true inside your own life.
It lands in your chest, not just in your head.
That's exactly it. I went home that evening and I could almost hear my father's voice. Not loud, not dramatic, just there. Actions speak louder than words.
Life has a way of repeating our elders in surround sound.
It really does. And the worst part is, I was very stubborn about it at first.
Stubborn meaning you refuse to change your mind even
Being unfair.
yes, the little speeches we give ourselves when reality is trying to be helpful.
Exactly. And then, of course, I had to learn the hard way.
To learn the hard way means life teaches you through disappointment, mistakes, or pain instead of easy advice.
Yes, not my favorite teacher, but a very effective one.
It really is.
After that, I started paying more attention to what people do when things become inconvenient. That is where character becomes visible.
Yes, not in the easy moments, in the uncomfortable ones.
Exactly.
That reminds me of when my mother used to say all the time, a stitch in time saves nine.
Mothers love that one.
They really do. She used it for everything: homework, laundry, sleep, money, moods, broken zips, family tension. Honestly, it was less a proverb and more a full operating system.
Very efficient women, mothers.
Extremely. And I used to roll my eyes every time she said it. Not because I disagreed, but because I thought, can one sentence really apply to this many things? Apparently, yes.
What made it real for you?
Honestly, health, not in a frightening way, just in a very real way. I remember someone in my family had a small problem at first, nothing huge, just the kind of thing that felt easy to ignore. There was some pain, some discomfort.
अगर मैं आपको ये कहूँ कि लोगों के साथ बैठना, उनकी ज़िंदगियों के बारे में जानना और उन्हें आगे के लिए सही सलाह देना।
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Without consistency, you'll never finish. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots. And you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. Forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but I want to talk to you about why that's so important. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought, except for the fact that I can't sing. I didn't get the job. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway. But here's the kicker. It was at the court theater.
अगर ये वीडियो आपके पास में 19 अप्रैल को या 19 अप्रैल से पहले आ रही है तो आपके ऊपर भगवान की 100
Most people stay stuck, broke, frustrated, and full of regrets. Not because they lack talent. Not because they lack ideas. Not because the world is unfair. They stay stuck because they lack one thing: discipline. The quiet, boring daily force that turns dreams into reality. You think success is about motivation? About feeling ready? About waiting for the perfect moment? Wrong. Success is about forcing yourself to do the work when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when you're doubtful, when no one is watching. That's discipline. And today, in these 30 minutes, I'm going to light a fire under you to build it, starting tonight. Because no one is coming to save you. No magic app, no rich uncle, no viral moment. Only you can force the change. Are you ready to discipline your life? Let's go. Let me tell you where I learned this the hard way. I wasn't born disciplined. Far from it. I was the guy who failed school exams over and over. The guy rejected by 30 jobs in a row. The guy who came home after another no, sat in a dark room and thought, maybe I'm just not good enough. Self-doubt was loud. Excuses were easy. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired after work. I deserve to relax. something shifted. Rejection still came, but I was stronger. Ideas turned into action. Action turned into results. Discipline didn't feel like punishment anymore. It felt like freedom. Because the truth is, discipline is self-respect. When you force yourself to do what you said you would do, you start trusting yourself. And when you trust yourself, the world starts trusting you too. So what is discipline really? It's not willpower contests or extreme routines. It's daily control. Control over your time. Control over your emotions. Control over your habits. Control over your focus. Control over your standards. It's saying no to the easy thing so you can say yes to the important thing. It's choosing the pain of growth over the pain of regret. Most people think discipline is restriction. No, discipline is the highest form of freedom. Because an undisciplined life is chaos, bills piling up, dreams fading, confidence crumbling. A disciplined life, calm, clear, powerful.